Hey everyone, Mac is back. Today I want to go over the glorious battle again, and this will probably be my last video on the glorious battle for at least until the maybe next season when they make some changes to it, because I know they're definitely going to make some changes to this. But I just want to give you some idea of what we should have been doing or what you still can do for the time left for this this season. And how to help you the best, I guess, for right now. So let's get to it. So what is the goal of this event overall? And the goal is to capture this glorious castle here in the very middle of the map, for your faction or your alliance. And if you click on it, you can see that it has tier 5 troops or level 5 troops, which are very, very difficult. And it increases the enemy casualty rate by 10%. So whoever has this, they can actually start taking over the smaller buildings that your opponent has a lot easier because of this casualty rate. Now, there are several different buildings when you first start this game that you're going to need to attack. And to attack those, you have to use these war horns up here. And as you can see, the amount of war horns you get are quite significant once you get throughout the game. Or I should say the event. And there's a cooldown for how long you can actually use those as well. So if I keep hovering over, you can see that the cooldown is getting down there, so you're able to use them. But you want to try to capture these buildings, and the reason you want to capture these buildings is because each building has specific things that they do. So for instance, this one here, all lords occupying this faction get a marching bugle every 54 hours, and you need those marching bugles. You can see up here I have 80 of those, which is a decent amount but you're going to be using those constantly because you want to get those glory points, and I'll get into that in a second. So so that's just for the small military. You want the bugle. You go up to the next one, the medium military, and now we're talking about a bugle every 27 hours, and then a war horn every 108 hours. So this is a really good one because you're going to need to get those again, the marching bugle. And if you own these, this happens. This will consistently happen every 27 hours and every 108 hours. So that's what you're going to want. And then if you look at the small merchant one, then you're going to own 80 shops for trade, and you have to construct those, or those that you can see over here. These constructions that you can do. And base trading efficiency is 9,000 per hour, and you'll be able to do some trading as well. So if you click on the small merchant, I want to go trade, you can see here it's 9,000 an hour if I want to do a small merchant. And then you keep going on and keep in each one, like the medium military, we already looked at that. The medium merchant's very, very similar to the small merchant, except there's a higher trading efficiency and there's more shops to build. And you just keep going on further, and you can eventually get to like a gate here, and the gate will the gate really doesn't have anything, but you're going to be wanting to transport resources to things like gates and fortresses, because that's where you're going to be attacked most often. And the fortress, if you click on that, this is where you're going to talk. This is where you're going to have people are going to be attacking you, so you're going to have to defend these fortresses or attack fortresses, depending on what it is. But lords can deploy troops from the fortress directly to cities connected by the road. So initially, if you don't have any fortresses, you are going to have to. Your troops will actually start from your base over here, and they'll have to move up through the roads that are connected to be able to attack. Like say this Tempest Gate here. If this fortress wasn't here, we'd have to go the whole way around to be able to do that. Now, if you own the fortress, you can actually send troops from the fortress. Now, the problem with that is that it's going to cost you 100 armament supplies per every one troop. So this 27 million resources you see right here is really not that much, because about 10 million of those, I believe, is going to cost you for like one march. So don't be using. You want to transport them here. So that's, for instance, if I click on the fortress and I go to transport, you can transport quite a bit there as well. But at the same time, you don't want to be taking them away. You don't want to be fighting from there. So, like say for instance, I want to go here and I want to do a defense. See, it says Hall of Ages up here. I can click this down arrow, and it tells you different fortresses that I can send troops from. Don't do that unless you are a whale or somebody in your faction that is going to be attacking or defending, because that's what's what you're going to need. So the other buildings do a few other things, like you got this depot here, which, you know, casualty rate 5%, which is also very good. So that you're going to want to get some of these other things. The caravan, you see that as well. You know, trading, you know, you're going to get some of these other depots down here. So there's a weapons depot. So there are a lot of things you're going to want to get. You know, total attack 20%, just by owning those things. That you're going to use war horns to get these and attack these and capture them. So if you go down here to the Glorious, you can actually see there's 3 different levels that you're going to want to be in. As I had said before, you want to pick one. Most likely, if you're not a whale, you want to be in logistics, because if you even in logistics, you can still attack and defend, but you're basically with logistics is the main the one that you want to be in. Now here it says total attainable glory points. So you can see I'm 0 of 600, so you can only get 600 glory points per day to be able to use in your tree over here. Now in the logistics tree, the most efficient way to do this is for your efficient trading here at level 5, because it'll give you increases the single trading time by 20%, and there's 2 of those. The second one down here, and the other one obviously doesn't have it. Now if you want to get more marches, these Q expansions are what you're going to want to get, and that'll give you a total of 5. I have 4 right now, because I started this late to be able to figure this out. But you want to get all 5 of them, and then once you have all 5 of them, as you're moving up, this phenomenal profit increases traded efficiency, so it'll actually give you more glory points during that time that you have it. So you want to max that out as well. That's what you want to do for the logistics. Now if you are over here in the offensive defense, they're almost identical. You can attack or defend with either one of them. It really just depends on your, you know, this resilience here. You can get 160, which is better for defense. So this is better for shorter marches. This is better for longer marches, because they have your increased marching speed by 30%, where this is no increased marching speed whatsoever. Now back to glory points again. If you go up here in the Glory Siege, this is unlimited. There's no daily limit for these rewards here. So try to max this out as fast as you can. If you're going to be around your computer for a long time during the day, you know, do your constructions and do your trading. Those are the 2 things you're going to want to do constantly to be able to get as much as you can up to this 30,000 mark is the last mark. You see, I'm only at 12,000. I have a lot to make up. There's only like 2 days left, so there's no way I'm going to be getting that. But I mean, keep doing this constantly, is every day, so you can keep doing that if you have time. If you don't have time, once you're if you say you go to work or you go to sleep or whatever, these merchant ones here, these are the ones you're going to want to trade with. So you do these trading, you can see these large merchants give you 15,000 per hour, which is a lot. And then you can see my efficiency bonus is what I've been using here is 124%, which is you know, obviously an extra bonus as well. So you're an estimated the gains here are 376,000. So that's what you're going to want. And you can see up here, it's going to go to your armament supplies, and you're going to need a lot of armor supplies for your whales. So you can see I have done this right now. There's the constructions down here that you can do. The marching bugles, you need for each one of these, you have to use a marching bugle. The resilience is here. The resilience actually goes down as you march toward a building to attack or defend. And the lower it gets, the more damage that you will take. Once you get enough of these, I forget what they are called. They are glory. Where were we? Over here. So once you get enough of these, the raffle tokens. So the glory raffle tokens, you can see you get 10. So that's one of the big deals in here to get these, and it's really nice. These S medals, tokens are really good. But once you get enough of those, that's where you get to choose which one of these you want to go after. Do you want to go after Darius? You want to upgrade your dragon, or do you want the troop medals? So you just get to choose there as well. Don't forget the world progression. This is things you want to make sure that your alliance is doing down the line. And then eventually the glorious one at the very end, which of course we haven't had, but haven't got to yet. But we'd have to attack and get it, so it'd be very difficult to do that, because that's depending on whatever faction holds that glory one in the middle, you have to attack it. So that's kind of where we are right now. If you're not a whale, then you should be in logistics, and the majority of people should be in logistics. I'm not going to go over any offensive, defensive. If you're a whale, you're already doing these and know what you're doing. Which, as I said, it's going to change in the future. But these logistics is where you want to be, and like I said, max out those. What I told you to about the Q and the phenomenal and the efficient trading. Those are what you're going to do, and you'll have about 11 hours or so to be able to queue these up and when they're done, they'll be actually they'll reward you really well. Now with your glory points, and you're going to need those. So that's kind of where we are with this, and I hope this video helped at least kind of give you a better idea. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. The one thing I did want to mention is the command over here, and you can see this is what's going on right now, the command list. But if the directive list, these players in here are the ones that can use the war horns. They're the only ones that can do it. So you have to be very careful with the war horns, because you only get so many. As you can see, we have 7 of them right now, but you only get so many of them, so you have to be careful what you're going to be attacking. And there's a lot of strategy involved to this. So you want to try to catch one of the other factions when they're not online, to try to kind of attack them when they're sleeping, so to speak. So as you can see here, here's some countdowns. You can see that we are attacking this, and there's a 10-hour time period of where they can actually reinforce and actually put in more of the armament to defend as well. So that you're really going to need these. You want to transport, when you're transporting these armaments, you want to transport them to like the fortress, because those are the ones that are they're a key. That's going to be a key building. Some of these military ones would be key too if you needed to attack them. But these ones out around here are not that great. It's nice to have them, but you can see here it's just a gate. There's nothing really to them. It's leading into the glory one, which is the one that you want. So I hope this helped everybody, and like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to get you some answers. Until next time, Mac out.